Do you see the share button?
I do. Let me see. Perfect. Yep.
Hello there. Give everybody just a minute or two to roll in. Go ahead and drop a hello into the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from. We're always curious to know. Ooh, London, Connecticut. I know one of you got snow. North Carolina, I don't think you did. Arizona, I don't think you did. Naples, Florida, I'm down here in Boca. I know we didn't. Tampa, awesome. All right, keep rolling in. Hello to everyone. Hello, Dreamin' participants. Welcome. We are super excited to have everybody with us today. My name is Jen Henderson, and I'm a senior consultant with Sercante, and I'm going to be moderating today's session. Before we get started, I want to answer the number one question that always pops up. I've also added it to the chat. Yes, we are recording this. Yes, we're going to share the recording afterwards. It's going to be on demand after the event, and you're also going to see it in a follow-up email. During today's presentation, if you have any questions, go ahead and you can see in your chat box here up at the top, you see a Q&A. Just go ahead and post your questions in there. I'm going to be monitoring those questions, and if we have time in the end, we'll go ahead and do some of those at the end of the call. If not, we'll follow up with you afterwards. And feel free throughout all of this to go ahead and drop your comments and your thoughts. You've got emojis, you got GIFs or GIFs or however you want to call them. We love the interaction. You guys are always really fun participants. So today I have the pleasure of introducing Luisa Rueda, and she is going to be talking to us about demystifying AI plus data plus CRM and where to start. If you could, Luisa, bump ahead really quick to the second slide. Before I hand the stage over, I just want to do a quick shout out to all of our great sponsors. We appreciate you every year. All right, I'm going to step down and the stage goes to Luisa.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, everybody, for making the time to join me in this session today and to attend this wonderful event that Dreamin' has put together. Before we dive right in, I just want to give you a quick 1-minute background on who I am and what I've been doing. I am a Salesforce consultant at Hike2, and over the last 10 years, I've been working within the Salesforce ecosystem. But my background is actually in marketing, and I consider myself a marketer at heart. Most of my time when I was in marketing, I spent it in managing programs and teams for lead and demand generation, and that's where I fell in love with technology, CRM, market automation, and made the transition to become a consultant. The last 6 years, I'll be spending a lot of time in doing implementations for different organizations in different sizes and industries in the legal team space, the public sector, professional services. And where I focus on is mainly account engagement, marketing cloud, and CRM implementations. So with that said, over the next 20 minutes, we'll be talking about that vision of creating customer magic with tools like AI, data, CRM. And where do we start, right? What is the next step? What can we do today? So as marketers, we want to create this remarkable experience that feel unique to our customers. We spend a lot of time focusing on understanding our audience, their behaviors, their needs and wants. And none of this is really a new concept. We've been trying to do this for a long time. And I will dare to say that this is really the genesis of what marketing is all about. And over time, we've developed a lot of different channels. We've used a lot of different platforms and tools that allow us to connect to a degree with our customers in a semi-personalized way. But throughout that process, we've generated a ton of data breadcrumbs that now has become a little bit difficult in a way to bring it all together and provide that unique experience for our customers in an easy way. Because as straightforward as it sounds, in practice, you and I both know it's a little bit more difficult than that. The good news, in my opinion, is that we're living in truly exciting times. There's a lot of change happening around us, and it's happening fast. Um, Technology, we know, evolves, changes, innovates. That's not surprising. What is surprising now is that businesses, individuals, and our customers are moving at the same speed as these changes are happening. And all of these changes are taking center stage around data and AI. As a matter of fact, today, a lot of our leaders are really reallocating budgets to really focus on data programs. And the reason what our leaders are doing that today is because they are priming our organizations and preparing for the AI next wave, the future. All of these really feels more like a transformational change, a new paradigm, like a new frontier we're about to enter. So if we want to move into this direction, and I'm sure you guys have probably heard this before, but our AI strategy, our AI efforts are only going to be as good as our data. And even though these two pieces of the puzzle are super important, now more than ever, Salesforce as a platform becomes more and more important in harnessing all of these different efforts that we're doing. So combining data with AI, with our platform, a Salesforce platform, can allow us to now start getting closer to that true customer 360 concept that we've been hearing about for so many years. Especially now, and we've seen some of the sessions talking about cookieless world, right? Now we depend more and more on first party data. So this is the perfect timing to really bring everything together from our different sources of data, harness it in a very secure way, and use the transactional data that we have in our CRM system and ingest all this different data that we have from different platforms and create that perfect picture of our unique customer, or that customer magic. So you will ask me, well, Luisa, how does that look like? And you guys have probably already seen these picture perfect unified customer profile, right? We have the ability now in concept to bring all of these different tool sets and data together and have a beautiful unified customer profile at our disposal. We can use artificial intelligence to use and activate personalized journeys and really truly make an impact and make feel our customers as unique individuals versus just part of an entity within a segment. So all of that is great, but how do we get to this point, right? I don't know if you guys can relate. Sometimes I go and see demos and I see this one slide and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing, but I don't know how to deconstruct that. I don't understand what are the pieces that I need to put together in order to get me to that point. And that's what we want to talk about it today. So when we look at it from the construct of Salesforce as a platform, we want to break out the AI piece, the data piece, and the CRM piece, put it all together and create those moments of customer magic. So when we talk about AI, we really talk about our Einstein or Salesforce Einstein capabilities. And we get two different flavors of AI or artificial intelligence in the platform. We get our predictive AI, right? The type of artificial intelligence that really focuses on looking at historical data, creates trends, and give us probabilities of things that may happen in the future based on that data. Salesforce is actually, in my opinion, a pioneer in terms of creating, generating this type of functionality. And we have a lot of different resources already available to us within our own toolkit. So if you guys are account engagement users or marketing cloud engaged users, there are a ton of functionality that we can leverage today at not additional cost. Things as simple as send time optimization or Einstein campaign insights, or Einstein attribution. Those are tools that we can harness and take action on and improve our, our efforts. Now, the second piece of artificial intelligence that Salesforce offers and is what everybody's been talking about in Dreamforce, if you've been there or if you've seen additional information after Dreamforce, is all about generative AI. And the difference here is that now this type of artificial intelligence allows us to create new data. This can be either text or images. And there's a lot of new functionality, but everything really lives within Einstein GPT. For us marketers, now we have the ability with another tools that we'll see in a minute to bring all this data together and create AI models specific to our organization that can help us generate content, that can help us interact with what the next action should be for our users in our tools. The second piece of this equation, of this puzzle, is data, and in my opinion is now today the most important piece of creating that customer magic. And from a Salesforce perspective, when we talk about data, really what I mean is data cloud. You might have heard it as CDP if you are a former or actual marketing cloud engaged customers. We know that that's the genesis of this product, but now this product is that in a lot more. And I think it's truly, truly powerful. Is the cornerstone, the keystone to take us to the next level. The best way I can describe Data Cloud is think of it as an engine, a hub and an engine of data. It allows us to bring all of the different sources of data and applications that we have in one place. So there's a very interesting stat that says, as an organization, we tend to have up to more than 1,000 different applications that create data points, but yet only 29% of those data points are integrated. If we look at it from a marketing perspective alone, at a minimum, we're working with 30 different applications, whether that is social application, video application, our marketing cloud account engagement, our CRM data. Maybe we have another tools that mirror the same type of functionality in other industry, in other geographies of our organizations. So we have a lot of these different tools dispersed. So imagine having the dream to be more tangible, right? How can we bring our Google data, our website data, how can we harmonize all of that data in one place? Once we have the ability to do that, we can activate and do things on that data in a smart way. And in addition to that, what this tool, this product, this functionality allows us to do is connect to already developed AI models like GPT or Vertex at Google. But even more impressive now with AI, with Einstein 1, we can create and generate our own AI models that make sense for our organization. All of that, knowing that our data is going to be secure, that we're working with first-party data, and that it's going to be more effective. So definitely one of the shining stars to guide ourselves off and invest time on. And then finally, the last or the third piece here that we have on this equation is CRM. And really when we talk about CRM, I'm talking more about harnessing the power of automation that Salesforce provide to us. So now that we have all these data together, what can we do with it? How can we draw insights and make meaningful interactions to that specific individual? If you guys aren't very familiar with Salesforce Flow, this is definitely a place of transition where we as marketers need to get more and more familiar with this type of tools and start thinking a little bit more platform than product. Just yesterday, as an example, I was attending the Winter 24 release for Marketing Cloud Account Engagement. And one of the biggest news there was the ability to now move content and assets from a sandbox of account engagement into production and vice versa. All of that was achieved through flow automation. And that is just a simple example of the power that this tool can have. So just imagine the possibilities. And once we put all these three tools together, now we have the catalyst to create that unified customer profile, to see our customers as individuals, as like they are. And before I move on, and you guys ask me, yeah, this is great, but what does that mean? What is an example of that? Well, I have a couple of examples for you today. The first example is Ford. This is very end-to-end, very comprehensive. They have all the bells and whistles, and basically what they provide is a great experience for their customers from the moment they buy a vehicle to help them onboard and how to use the vehicle from the vehicle using their vehicle lifestyle data, also using lifestyle data and preference data, and they put this journey in place that seems very seamless, right? You get your vehicle, you learn how to use your vehicle. It's easy to schedule your first service appointment. While you are at the service appointment, you are presented with a loaner car, and that loaner car happens to be the car that you have said that you like. So you get to test drive it. And from a company perspective, you're also ready to recommend the next best offer for your customer. Another great example is L'Oreal, right? And this company has been around for over 100 years, and the digital transformation hasn't been around for them for too long, maybe 15 years. But what they do have and what they're able to exploit a lot is data. You know, they have centuries of data around hair science, skin science, makeup routines, and they allowed and provide customer magic for their customers when they're not sure that they want to buy a product. They're able to add augmented reality and see, hey, this looks great. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that product. So these are just a couple of examples of how organizations are bringing all of these three pieces together: AI, CRM, and data together to create remarkable moments of experience and customer magic. But truth be told, to get there is a journey. And we are all in different spots, right? Our organization might not have all the resources that Ford or L'Oreal have. Our team might not have all the capabilities and skill sets that we may have. So my best advice for us to get into this journey is to go small, to go big. And by that, I mean be prescriptive, understand where you're starting from, be nimble, be ready to pivot, be collaborative. As long as are the days where I'm just going to stay within account engagement and I'm going to make transformational changes. I need now today to work with my Salesforce administrator. I need to work with my service team and start bringing all that picture together. The way I like to think about it is to start our journey is to think of this journey as an expedition, right? I want to pick a summit. What is that goal that I'm going to tackle? I want to set the expectations. What are the things that I'm going to need? What are my resources? Whether they are budgetary, whether they're technical, whether they're people, time and hours. I want to be able to travel light. By that, I mean stay focused on the path. It's easy, and I don't know if you guys can relate, but it's easy to catch the new shiny item syndrome and then lose sight of things because it does gonna take some time. We need to pace ourselves and be patient. But as we achieve goals, we need to build up on those goals. All of that sounds great, but how can the journey look like for us? So here, what I wanted to do is to show you guys a little bit of, regardless of where you are, you can tackle your summits today. And regardless of whether you are a beginner hiker, so to speak, we always start at a base camp. We always need to be able to, in order to get us from summit 1 to summit 2 to summit 3, we need to be able to define our pursuit. So is that pursuit enhancing our email program, right? Maybe that is our first pursuit. Maybe we're just beginning. Maybe we just have the resources to expand on our marketing efforts, or we want to establish and enhance our email program. Next question is, how does our data look like? Do we need to transform or harmonize any data within our tool today? Is it connected in the proper way? Do we even have a solid data strategy to move on to the next step? Are we leveraging out-of-the-box AI tools that we have available to us? As an example, and to me, it is sometimes surprising that little things like send time optimization is not enabled, or customers are not necessarily using or don't even know about that. And that is just an example of how we can create a little bit of customer magic. Once we're ready, maybe we are ready to tackle the next thing of an intermediate of our class 2 hike, where we now need different resources and cross-functional teams to help us move into the next step. Maybe we're ready to start harmonizing data and bringing data from our website, from our point of sales, and start seeing how that can look and how we can hierarchically identify all these different data points and create that unified customer profile. And then maybe once we're ready with that, we can move to the next step where we can create or plug in AI data models and start making our work a little bit more efficient, right? We can generate content faster and spend less time doing that and more time creating plans and strategy or reporting and act on that different type of data. So regardless of the summit that you decide to embark on or to take on, we start at Basecamp. And what that looks like is first and foremost, we need to assess our current state. And that could be if we are in a place where we have the visibility of the platform as a whole, Salesforce as a whole, we need to understand what is our capabilities. We don't need to be experts at it, but we need to understand what are the potential of things that we have, how does that support our strategy moving forward? Who are the players that can help us or are going to help us get to that point A to point B? Maybe we're just starting small. Maybe we're just in the crawling phase where we are within account engagement or marketing cloud. Well, knowing what edition we have, knowing what new releases are happening, you don't need a third party partner to enable you to do all of these things. You are able to empower yourself and your team to do so. The next thing is create a strategy, right? What are the goals? And just go back to the example of I really want to maximize my email program. Maybe the next step is I want to be able to create that beautiful funnel end-to-end ROI dashboard. What does that mean? How does it look like? Who do I need to work with? Is it something that my team alone can do within marketing? Is it something where I'm going to have to lean on our Salesforce administrator? Is it something where there's an opportunity for us to upskill and become more proficient on other systems? We need to be very prescriptive as we get started. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of things and opportunities that we can grab, but sometimes we can, have too much and not be able to make the most impactful decisions. So where are the areas of impact, and what is that low hanging fruit where we can make fast value happen and then build up on that? Is it in content? Is it in data? Is it in personalization? What is your ecosystem like today? How does that align to your marketing goals? But also, how does that support your organizational goals in a way that gives you visibility as an individual, but as a team as well, moving forward? The next step here is always be learning. And I know you guys know that and do that. That's why you guys are here today. But you guys, so the ecosystem in Salesforce is huge. So the call here is let's push sometimes outside our comfort zone. Let's push sometimes outside just marketing cloud or account engagement. There's a lot of cool things that we can do with Salesforce. Is very, very powerful. And just grasping the concepts, not being expert necessarily, but grasping the concepts and understanding who we can play and collaborate with to get us to that end goal. And then finally, just be patient, right? Things doesn't happen overnight. It's gonna take time. It requires stamina, and a lot of the times is collaborating with people, making resources available, and having the right execution at the right time. And last but not least, really celebrate your success, iterate, and keep climbing. I truly believe that we're living in exciting times, and then it is just there's so much opportunity that sometimes is like, where do I start? So hopefully this gives you guys an idea of where you can start, how you can approach things. And as a takeaways, really what I wanted to say today in this presentation is that AI data in CRM is a journey, but it's a journey that is completely possible. We need to understand our ecosystem as a whole. We need to start shifting our mindset from a product perspective to a more platform mindset. we need to build those bridges and work closely with cross-functional teams. And I think data is a perfect place to start, really harnessing the strategy that's gonna set us up for success now in the AI era. And the best time to start is to start now. I thank you again very much for you guys attending this session today. I love talking about this in the next wave of what is coming. I think there's nothing but opportunities for us marketers here in the Salesforce ecosystem. And if you guys have any questions or would like to chat more about this, please reach out to me over LinkedIn. I am very happy to connect with you afterwards. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Wow. That was fantastic, Luisa. I love step by step. Literally give me the map and help me take steps forward, because we all know that it can be very overwhelming with the quantity of things we're expected to know and expected to learn. So thank you for that. I'm looking over in the chat now. Does anybody have any questions? Let me hop into Q&A. I know they kind of get posted around in a few different places. See anything there? All right. I do have a quick question. We've got just a couple of minutes left. So I'm just curious, you're talking to everyone about low-hanging fruit, see where you can make a fast impact easily. And yes, everybody's situation varies a little bit. Org situations vary significantly. But can you offer up a few tools or features that the users could look to already to potentially make an impact? You mentioned that you were surprised to see that a lot of users are not familiar with or using optimal send times. Is there anything else like that you would recommend? Hey, take a look at this. You're going to impress people quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the low-hanging fruit will be those available functionality around AI and the predictive AI that we have today through Einstein. So it does vary depending on account engagement or marketing cloud. But I think one of the things that for sure is something that is easy to do, easy to set up. If you are an account engagement user and you're still using the classic email builder, this is the perfect opportunity to step up your game and level up, improve, and move into the new Lightning Builder and take advantage of these type of functionality. The other thing that I think is very useful is the behavioral scoring as well. So we have lead scoring and lead grading, but just turning that off. What we know is that we've had these tools for a while, so we have the volume of data that we need to make these AI tools create some output. It might not be the right output. It might not be the output that we want, but it does generate output. And those are a lot of learnings that we can take from. I think the other low-hanging fruit, and to me, honestly, is a must, is harness and create a data strategy. Whether that is just understanding what it is in account engagement, that's completely fine, or your marketing cloud engage org, that's completely fine. It doesn't have to be this pie in the sky that sometimes we get dazzled with in demos, and it's so great, but then when we try to peel it out and see the layers, it's like, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. So again, just go small to go big, focus on what you have control over, demonstrate that fast value, those wins, and build up on that. I think the other low-hanging fruit that might not be technically related is build relationships with your counterparts in the CRM side or any other tool suite that you have that is adding to your programs from a marketing perspective.
Wow, that is awesome. Nuggets of information that we can all immediately start to use. Thank you so much, Luisa. If you do find that you have some questions, if you're like me, you chew on things throughout the day and then you get your question. So if you find that you do have a question down the road, reach out. You can drop that into the chat. If Luisa doesn't see it immediately, we'll make sure it gets over to her. We are going to be wrapping up here in just a second. And I want to thank you all for joining us from around the world. Thank you for sharing your locations. And thank you again to our wonderful sponsors. Enjoy the rest of today and the conference, everyone.